Father God, Father, I just want to take the time to thank you for all the writers and the crew members and the behind the scenes people behind all these series. They don't get enough credit. If they do, I'm just not aware of it, and that's okay. I still want to give them credit. Shout out to those people. Lord, you better bless them. Amen. Amen. Before we get started, let me just say this. Don't mind my fashion, you guys. Day one, I was looking cute, but y'all, we're in week what now? 50, 10, 30. 50, 10, 30 week of quarantine. So, fashion gonna go down. I did put some earrings on. I think I look cute-ish. Anyway, salutations to newcomers, to oldcomers, to all the comers. Salutations to you all, okay? Your presence is highly appreciated. Thank you very much for landing on the Daily Bread. Today what we're going to do is we are going to have an episode of throwbacks. Okay, so we're just going to throw everything back. We're going to throw back best season, throwback best episode, throwback best scene, throw it all back. Starting with best season. Okay, and the Academy Award for the best season of Grey's Anatomy goes to, I actually think it's a combination between two seasons. For me, remember, between season 1 and 5, season 2 and 3, the writers in the writers' room were like, okay, these 2 seasons we need to turn up the heat. Are you guys ready? And a 1 and a 2, a 1, 2, 3, they turned y'all, they turned up the heat in these 2 seasons. Listen. They was just like, we ain't playing with y'all. We're not playing. We about to turn up the heat. So in my mind, the way I'm going to present everything I think about season 2 and 3 is all muddled up. It may not be in order. We don't care. It's quarantine. All I care about is the fact that it's in these seasons. If it's not in the seasons, it's quarantine. And so, okay. So, first of all, we have to deal with George's dad's death and the trauma that was. Then him going to marry Calliope, and then we've got his best friend Izzy disrespecting Calliope and their marriage when she was disrespectful towards the whole medical community with the LVAD. What she done cut the LVAD wire, and the chaos that was that night, specifically Dr. Burke getting shots, just then Denny dying. Like, Shonda, can I ask you a personal question? What was the reason? Like, what was the reason? like, what was the reason that Denny would die? Like that? Also, side note, are we just giving away $8 million just like that? Like, are we just building a clinic for $8 million? Now, Stevie Stevens, she's got a good heart for that. But are we just, let's just calculate how much that is. Where's my phone? I got an app, currency app. Let's just calculate. 140, yeah? Oh, guys, I'm starting to sound like former president. 148,659,104 rands. I hope that's correct. Hey, English is not my mother tongue. I always say that, even though I speak English majority of the time and majority of my life, because they sent us to Caucasian schools. English is not my mother tongue, okay? Neither is Zulu, neither is Sutu. I don't know what my mother tongue is, but it's not English. I can tell you that. Anyway, I digress. Are we just doing that? Are we just giving $8 million away? Listen, if that was me, firstly, it could never be me in terms of me giving away $8 million for a clinic. What would I do? I'll travel. After the Rona hits, Mukele, Maldives, Mukele, Fiji, Mukele, Miami, Mukele, Switzerland, Mukele, Atlanta. Oh, I really want to go to Atlanta. What other islands? Bora Bora, Hawaii. Yay! I'd be traveling first class, love, first class. So yeah, it was really cool for Stevens to do that. It couldn't be me. Okay, anyway, that was a total digression, but that's fine. So we're dealing with Danny Duquette's then we're also dealing with Derek Shepherd and the fact that he chose Addison, which is completely fine. If you're gonna choose your wife, then choose your wife, okay? Bruh, choose your wife and keep it moving, keep it pushing. But he's still flirting with Meredith on the side, and they still kiki, ha. I'm sick of him. Sick of him. Then they sleep together. I think it was on the night Danny Duquette died. So on the prom night, I'm pretty sure it is that. Then he goes, Meredith, what does this mean? Boy, if you don't get your... bust your balls. It's really violent. I really despise Derek's character. Boy, I'm gonna pop you if you don't get out of here with your dumb questions. Oh, yeah. Do you know what else we deal with? We deal with how Meredith is starting to warm up to her stepmother, not mother-in-law, her stepmother, and we see this beautiful culmination of a relationship, and it makes her get closer to her father, and then Shonda just hates and disrespects us, and then she kills the mother-in-law. Guys, do you remember that slap? It still hits me to my inner core. We had to deal with that, which was just really painful. Then we also had to deal with Meredith and her suicidal tendencies. She almost gave up on life. And then Derek being irritated by that and using her very fragile state against her. Yo, guys, I really do recommend that you go back and watch and just see how trash Derek is. Just go and see. So we had to deal with Meredith almost dying, and then we dealt with her mom dying, but also the mistreatment before. Yay! And then I also mentioned earlier how Burke got shot. Yay! Then the cherry on top of all of the drama, Burke leaves Christina at the end, and he never comes back. Season 2, Season 3, roller coaster. Next is the best episode, and the Academy Award for the best episode is episodes, actually. I think is the story arc, the 3-part story arc of the season finale of season 2. The whole Danny Duquette situation. Yay! I think it was such a good compilation of episodes, and it kept us in suspense. The first part is definitely how George Meredith, Yang really came together to help Izzy, even though let me ask my doctors this. What would have happened? Let's say this was a real situation and somebody decided to cut their booze LVAD wire. I don't even know what an LVAD wire is. Cut it so that you could secure someone on the transplant list. Like in real life, what would actually happen? Because I think with Dr. Weber really didn't discipline Izzy the way that he should have. Hence, Dr. Hahn disappearing act, ghosting act, because she was pissed. And I understand why she was pissed. She shouldn't have left Kelly like that, but I get why she was pissed. So I want to know, like, for someone who broke so many ethical rules, so many medical rules, so many rules, how would that have been dealt with in a real life situation? Because the second part I'm going to mention is that I think the reason why Christina and Meredith specifically were willing to help is because of their ties with seniority. So Meredith's tie with Chief Weber and Derek, and Christina's tie with Burke. I think they kind of felt invisible, that they could do whatever they want and know that they wouldn't necessarily get into the most trouble. I think that's why they risked doing what they were doing, as opposed to just calling Bailey and say, yeah, poop just hit the roof, poop just went down. Okay, so aside from what's happening with Izzy, you know, Dr. Burke gets he gets the heart, comes back, pow, 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 shots fired, man down, and you're just like, what is going on? There is too much happening. And then to top all of that, we find out about Richard Weber's niece and that she has ovarian cancer. Shonda, can we breathe? I'm just trying to catch a breath. Please. I think that the story arc was, writers of Grey's Anatomy, you guys killed it. Okay, and the last one is the best scene for me, obviously. And the Academy Award for the best scene goes to, okay, it is the scene where you have George's family standing up against the wall, right? And they just look really depressed because it seems like, you know, they just got really disappointing news about George's dad's medical status, whatever. Things are not looking up. And they're all just standing there looking just so sad. And then all of a sudden you see their faces change, and then you realize someone farted. One of George's brothers farted, and then he lets out a big one, and then they just all burst out laughing, and my heart just melted at that scene. I don't know about y'all. Have y'all ever been in like just the roughest of moments? Like, it's just, hey, go rough. H is for hectic, T is for tense, P is for pressure. Like, have you ever been in one of those situations where, man, it's just really hectic? And then out of nowhere, this thing just comes and it makes you laugh, and it almost just feels like weight off of your shoulders, even if it's like temporary. It's just like, and you laugh and you can breathe, and it's just light for a second. But I just loved everything about that scene. It was so deep. And I know I've had so many situations like that where life is rough, but then somebody says something that's just hilarious, or I see something on social media, and just for that second you just feel the tiniest bit of relief. Alrighty guys, I want you guys to let me know, what are your bests? What are your best scenes, best seasons, best episodes? Drop it down in the comment. You know what to do. Like, subscribe. I'm out.